In this video, we're going to talk about creating security policies in the Palo Alto. Now, the security policies are what essentially allows the system to be able to work as a firewall. By default, all traffic is blocked on the Palo Alto, and the security policies are what allows you to open up certain types of traffic based on source, destination, type of traffic, application, URLs, and so many other items. So if we look at our network diagram, what I want to do in this example is I want my server's network to be able to contact my DMZ. And I want to be very open as far as what it can do. I don't want any restrictions at all. Basically, I want servers to contact DMZ, and then I want DMZ to be able to return the traffic. So let's see how that works. So I'm in my Palo Alto. Quick review, I've got all of my network devices all configured. I've got specifically my layer 3 interfaces all IP'd and up and running. So what I want to do is I want to come over to the Policies tab. This is where most of the work happens, under Policies and the Security tab. Down at the bottom, go ahead and click Add, and it gives me a nice little wizard to basically walk through. A couple of things to note. Anywhere you see these squiggly lines, that means something is missing. Best way to really work this is to work from the left to the right. So we start at general, then source, user, destination, application, and so on. So we'll start off with our rule name, and this I'll call this permit server to DMZ. Rule type, we have 3 options. Intra-zone, basically anything inside of the zone. Think if you have multiple interfaces all with the same server zone, then you want to allow traffic, you would call that an intra-zone. This is also used, intra-zone is also useful very much for a layer 2 interface. Specifically, what we want is interzone because we're starting in one zone, specifically server, and we're ending in another zone called DMZ. If you're not entirely sure, you can go ahead and choose universal. Basically, it's both of those. Let's see, tags, groups, sure. Source, on the left-hand side, we specify what our source zone is. So where is our traffic coming from? And if we want to, we can also specify which IPs. So source zone, let's go ahead and add in our server zone. I'm not going to put anything into source IPs. I want to make sure this any checkbox is selected. That way I'm able just to say anything in the server zone should be able to access this destination. User, I'm not going to do anything with user, so I want to make sure any and any are selected. Destination, my destination zone was the DMZ, so I'll go ahead and click Add and DMZ. Again, I could specify a destination address if I wanted to be absolutely more specific as far as which targets I could talk to according to this rule. I don't want to do that. I would just want to say everything in that zone should be available. Application, I can specify specific applications that can communicate through here. For instance, maybe email, maybe web browsers, maybe specific web browsers can access it. I really just want to have any. So any is checked. Service or URL category. I'm not really concerned about any services. Application default basically means look at the applications tab and go with whatever their defaults are. So I'll leave that as is. And then URLs as any. And then lastly, actions. Action of allow. Do I want to permit or deny this? My action options are allow, deny, drop, reset, reset, or reset. Go ahead and leave that to allow. Logging. Do I want to log at the start or at the end? And then do I want to forward that? And then any kind of a schedule or QoS options. I just want to leave all those as is and say OK. Now, before I click OK, I want to go ahead and make this window a little bit smaller. I have a text box or a command prompt right here. Since the machine I'm on is on the server network, I should be able to ping the DMZ network. And if I look at my network diagram, 192.168.50.10 10 is my destination. So I'm going to do a ping-t, which is a continuous ping of that IP address. What that will do is when I come over here and I click commit and commit, as soon as this commit goes in and is effective, that ping should begin to work immediately. And there we go. My ping is responding back. And so my security policy went ahead and worked.